generation for you. I went to Raymond, and then came to Travis, and then I felt Catherine to come to you guys next, and that would make sense as to why they were making me already park here. Fantastic. Yeah, I'm feeling him pretty strongly. Are the two of you together?
Well, we came together.
Okay. I just feel like you came together, but I don't feel like you're family. Do you understand? Because otherwise they would draw a line straight across, and they would make me feel like I'm going up the bloodline, and that I want to connect the two of you. I just know that you actually came together. Wonderful. Good. Yeah, I'm feeling him. It's really, really, really strong. I feel like it hits him. Not only is it set into him, but it's set into the family, and I feel like he's gone like that. Do you understand it? Fantastic. All right, so I'm starting to feel him. Is he one of the main people you're hoping for? Okay, because I just got the word hope, and that's how I know he's one of the main two people you were hoping for. Do you understand it? Fantastic. It just means that I'm starting to feel him first. Good, 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 good. And what's with the 8 or the month of August, honey? Because it keeps saying to me he's watching over somebody, so I'm going to leave it. He'll either give me their birth date or their name, but I'm going to wait for him to actually name that person. But I keep getting 8 very clear. It just means he's trying to give me the month of August as far as somebody he watches over. So I'm just going to wait for it, because it could be him stepping in to talk to you, but then they can be validating somebody else that they watch over in the family. Sometimes we don't always necessarily understand the assignment as far as what they're giving as far as guardianship, because sometimes it can be directly down the generations, and sometimes it could be a cousin you're not even expecting, because they're very similar as far as how they live their life. Okay, so I'm just going to leave that for a minute. He's putting all this pressure right here, and then there's a grandmother over here stepping in for you that wants to talk about the loss of the baby. So it just means I'm going to be coming over to you in just a moment. That's why I kept feeling I was going to come back to you. So I'm going to leave that for a minute. All right, not only do I have Catherine and I have him, and I'm feeling the blow of the chest, but I have like 6 other people in the order generation stepping in. There's like a whole line here, and that's okay. And who's the father energy that's passed for you? Mm-hmm. Perfect. Do you understand it? Mm-hmm. Perfect. Wonderful. So it's just meaning that I'm feeling him and I'm feeling the presence of everybody else. Do you understand? You were hoping to hear from him? Perfect. Fantastic. Good. So he's starting to step forward. I might get just a few names in this row, but they're saying to me, you know some of the genealogy, but not all. Do you understand it?
Unbelievable. Yeah.
Honey, I'm just going with it.
Okay, I know.
Listen,
I'm just
I try to tell people, mediums have 0 control. I can only give you what they're saying, but look at how strong they all are. And I try to tell people, when I read a group like this, when I do a private, it's 5 or 10 times stronger than what you guys are seeing me read tonight. Like, it's intense. Like, if I'm in a car accident, I'll be like positioned. I'll know if there's substance abuse. I'll know if they're behind the wheel. Sometimes I'll know what type of car it is, the color, everything. It's crazy. But they're saying to me not all the genealogy is known. Saying that there might be a name or 2 that you might not recognize, and that's okay. You only know up to like the grandparents or great-grandparents, because they're making me feel 3 generations or less, and that's how I know it hasn't been traced. You've thought about it though.
Yes, I was just up there 2 weeks ago and pulled it up on a microfiche about my great-grandfather.
Do you understand it?
Yeah.
Perfect. So I'm just repeating what they're saying to me. As they're saying to me that you're slowly starting to start the process, and I know you're going to slowly start to find them. Do you understand? And there's a gentleman standing here telling me clear as day his name is William. It's an older generation you haven't found. So it's his way of saying that you're going to find him. It's just somebody 6 generations back, I'm being told, 6 generations, that as you start to trace them, you're going to slowly start to come across them. So for whatever reason, these older generations are stepping in because it's their way of validating that you slowly started that genealogy process. Do you understand it? Fantastic. Is this your first time doing this? I'm just asking. Okay, good. Because all I keep hearing is you're going to have a little more clarity after today. That can mean the first time you're doing it, the first time you're connecting with someone who's passed that you haven't had a chance to connect with, or because things are going to start to make sense to you, and that's probably why I'm getting about the genealogy. Makes sense to you? Wonderful. Because all they keep saying to me is there's going to be more clarity for her after today. But I feel like it's about this genealogy stuff. Wonderful. Good. So just remember him in the back of your mind because you're going to come across him. Okay? Fantastic. All right. This gentleman that I was feeling with the chest is actually stepping forward. So I'm going to start to feel his presence. I know you recognize Catherine. I'm feeling her just behind. Older generation, though. He's wiping all my energy out completely because he makes me feel like it hits him and he's gone like that. Do you understand it? Because he makes me feel like not only does it catch him off guard, but I feel like almost like my breath is taken from me and he's saying to me, massive heart attack. Do you understand it? Fantastic. Good. Massive heart attack. He's saying to me he didn't expect to leave. He's saying to me he thought he had a longer time here. His way of saying he thought he was too young to pass. Do you understand it? Good. Perfect. He's saying to me he wasn't very old. Good. Is he saying to me, I thought I had at least another 20 or 30 years. Does that make sense to you? Wonderful. So he's starting to step forward. I feel like I want to scoot closer to you. So I'm just going to listen to his words, okay? Have you tried to say goodbye in your own ways? Because he keeps saying to me, she needs to know that I'm saying to her now that I've heard some of the things that she said to me, and I know she tried to say goodbye in her own ways. Do you understand it? Okay. I'm hearing the ringing of the phone. That's how I know that he was already passed before you found out, and that there's other ways he's trying to get your attention. Do you understand it? Do you understand why he's giving me the ringing of the phone? Fantastic. Good. You found out after he was already passed. Okay. When they do that and I hear the ringing of the phone, that's how I know you're notified that way. Do you understand it? Yeah. Fantastic, because I just heard the ringing of the phone. He's saying to me he didn't have a chance to say goodbye to anybody. I didn't have a chance to say goodbye to anybody. He just showed me a white pedestal. He makes me feel like he always tried to put you there. Do you understand it? Okay. Because he keeps saying to me, I always tried to put her first whenever I could. Okay. Alright, he's going to actually come and stand just beside you, and I just want you to relax because his hand is going on your shoulder. Okay? So I just want you to tell me if you feel anything hot or cold or if you feel any pressure. I want her to know that she's not alone. I wanted her to have a chance to feel me. I know that she knows that I've been around her. Do you understand that? Okay. Do you understand why he keeps saying to me after his passing, you fell apart? He said, tell her I never thought that I would leave her that way. Do you understand that? Good. Alright, he's making me feel his peacefulness. It's his way of validating to me that he crossed right away and there was nothing but peace for his soul. Okay? You had a chance to connect to him before? Because he's saying to me, I've talked to her before, but I haven't said these things.
Right.
Do you understand it? So you only heard just a little bit from him before. It was like very subtle. Do you understand? Good. So it's just his way of making me feel his presence, his way of making me feel that he didn't have a chance to say goodbye to you. And I know there's so much more I can get out of him, but he just wanted to give you comfort and let you feel his presence before I got into anything else. Do you understand it? Go ahead. She needs to know how much I appreciate the things she did for me, even though I didn't always say it the way I should have. What is that? Do you understand that? Do you understand why he's saying that, honey?
Not so much with him.
Mm-mm. It doesn't have anything to do with major. It can just be small things.
Okay.
It can mean that he felt that he didn't show the closest that he truly felt for you as far as the caring in ways that he probably could have in a different way. And then sometimes it could just be that there was ways he appreciated you that he never really put into words for you. This isn't like a parent, I'm just gonna give an example. It's not like a parent coming through where like there's a child taking them in and out of the hospital every single day and watching them 24/7. It's not that kind of appreciation. Do you understand it? Good. I didn't have a chance to say goodbye to anybody. I didn't understand what was happening when it did. All I started to see was this white light, and then I started to see faces I recognized from before. Then I realized what was happening, but I didn't have a chance to actually say goodbye to anybody. Do you understand? Good. I just wanted my chance to say that I was at peace. He's making me feel all this hardship right here. When they start to give me pain right here, it means hardship. It's his way of saying he didn't fully carry through everything in his life that he wanted to. Just means that there were things he wishes he could have done before he actually passed because he thought he would be here longer. Do you understand? He's saying to me, I always tried to be the best man I could, but I know I made mistakes along the way as well. Do you understand it? It's just his way of saying there's things that he wishes that he would have done a little differently, and there's other things that he hoped to try to do before he actually went. That's why he kept saying to me, I wasn't very old when I left. Do you understand it? Good. I'm being told I'm only going to have it for another minute. He's going to start to step here because they're saying to me I'm going to be doing a crossover. I might come back to him. Hold on a minute. There's somebody stepping forward. Okay. All right, this is what's happening. I'm going to get more out of him in a minute. But my guides are trying to bring somebody through right now that isn't fully crossed over, and I need to help them. Because they're saying to me if I don't do it now, I'm not going to be able to help her. Okay. I'm going to start to explain this for just a minute. I've never had anyone where I had to interrupt the energy like that, but I have to stop for a minute. Only because if I don't help her now, I might not have a chance to. Alright, she hasn't been going very long. She didn't cross over right away. Alright, when someone comes through and they're not in God's white light, they are allowed to connect with me for probably about 3 minutes, long enough for me to be able to help them cross to the other side. So right now I'm extremely nauseous because of the way that her energy makes me feel because she's not with God. They're bringing her in. Alright, she's wearing jeans. She's got crazy, almost like rocker hair. It's just how she's showing herself to me. Do you see me looking at you? Huh? Did you hear me talk about the person I'm getting ready to cross over? Okay. All right, let me repeat it. As she's coming to stand just beside you. She hasn't been passed very long, and she's not crossed over. She's saying to me she was back and forth of whether she believed in God or not. Do you understand that? Does that make sense to you? Okay. How long has she been passed? How long has she been passed? Okay, because it's a friend of yours. I keep getting recent passing. All right. So she's starting to step in. I get really sick to my stomach because she's not fully with God. I'm being told she's not crossed over. They're going to allow her to step in. I'm going to slowly talk to her for just 2 minutes. I'm going to ask her if she's ready, and then if she's ready, I'm going to help her. She's got crazy hair, like long crazy rocker hair, and she's dressed down like in jeans, but it's like tight clothes. Do you understand it? Okay, so I'm just seeing her. You just celebrated her memorial? Okay, because she keeps saying to me, tell them I said how great it was. And they looked at it as a celebration of my life. Do you understand it? She's saying to me her passing was sudden and unexpected. And she's saying to me no one expected her to go the way she did. Do you understand? Okay, it's just her way of saying nobody expected it and that you don't know. She's saying to me she has to hold responsibility for what happened. Do you understand it? Meaning she holds the responsibility for what happened. Okay, perfect. Okay. She's starting to step forward. All right, so here's what's happening. There's all this white light right here, and then she steps through in gray light because she's not actually crossed. But they're going to allow her to step forward so I can help her. So this will take me about 2 minutes. There's a certain angel that I'm calling forward. She's saying I can call her Katie. Everybody called her Katie? Perfect, good, because she's saying I could call her Katie. Okay, so she's giving me her name. Who called her Katie K? I'm just saying it. She goes, you can call me Katie K. Her mom called her that, and her mom's passed as well. Okay, so here's what's happening. All this gray light is all around her. Her mom's over here in the white light, just over your other shoulder. And I'm getting Katie K because her mom not only called her that, but she's saying to me I'm allowed to. Her mom's waiting for her to cross. I can see her mom. Her mom has this huge smile, but I can feel all the tears of sadness because she's waiting for her to be appeased, okay? So I'm just gonna take my time with this for a minute. I'm asking her if she's ready. I always felt something existed, but I never believed in God the way I should have. Now I know differently. Do you understand? So she's answering me, okay? I'm asking her if she's ready to cross. She said, I just want to be with my mom. I want to have the peace. There were things in this life that I could no longer handle. Everyone needs to know that I'm going to be okay now. Do you understand? Good. When she says there's things that she can no longer handle, it's because she hasn't fully crossed and she's been stuck here for 2 weeks. And she wants her soul to be free. Just means that she wants to be at peace and she's tired of doing the wandering, okay? She's, I can feel nothing but sadness from her, but I can start to actually feel the happiness because her mom's right here and she's excited about having peace for her soul. Okay. Asking her if she's ready. She's saying she's ready to have peace. Okay. Okay, the angel's stepping in just behind her. My God.